Hello everybody, and thank you for tuning in. This video is going to be a little bit long because we'll be taking an in-depth look at all the gimmicks for the upcoming real grade Hainu Gundam that's coming out in Japan right now in September 2021. But rest of the world is going to be 1 or 2 months later, depending on how fast the shipment reaches your country. Now, just a little bit of disclaimer before we begin. This entire footage is coming up from the live stream from Bandai at Gundam Base Tokyo today. The entire live stream was quite long. It was about 1.5 hours long, and I have to say there's quite a lot of things to cover, and that is why this video is a little bit long as well. Now, quite a lot of you actually asked how does the size compare between the real grade New Gundam versus the High New Gundam, and I think you can see from here the High New is a little bit taller and a little bit chunkier as well. So at least finally you get to see side-by-side comparison of these two amazing looking kits. Now let's get crack on with the review. Now, I was really not expecting a gimmick on the head for the real grade Hainu Gundam, but the design of the Hainu Gundam, there's a very big piece at the back of the head, somewhat like a mullet for the Hainu Gundam, right? And if you don't make that particular piece movable, it will be quite impossible to actually make the Hainu Gundam look up without having that particular piece block the entire mechanism. So somehow Bandai made that small little adjustment for you to lift up that particular piece so that the real Hainu Gundam can actually look up. And also that particular base that connects to the neck, that white piece as well, is also able to tilt upwards slightly, so when the real grade Hainu Gundam is looking up, you don't actually pull out the entire piece like some other kit in the real grade category. The real innovation in this particular kit is really the torso, and I have to say I am totally blown away by the innovation that I'm seeing for the first time, and you can really feel there is so much innovation coming from the gimmick on the torso itself that the Bandai designers have probably spent countless time to change this entire torso gimmick that we have seen countless time before, that people use the ball joint. So for the first time we're not seeing a ball joint, but this is a very brand new mechanism, the hinge, that allows the real grade Hainu Gundam to do somewhat like an ab crunch. You can also crunch all the way back, and also all the way to the front. So this is something that's very interesting, not seen before on the real grade, what more on a 1/4 scale kit. Also interestingly, it doesn't just do the ab crunch, but the entire torso also enables the real grade Hainu Gundam to actually tilt sideways left to right with ease. So I actually can't wait to build this kit to experience and see what the Bandai engineers have actually done to include such an amazing free movement into the torso for the first time for such a kit. Hopefully this technology will be translated into the master grade 1/100 scale line. The other new innovation that's coming out for this particular kit is the extension availability for the shoulder. For the first time, you can actually extend out the shoulder of a real grade kit to create more pose and also freedom of movement for the arm and also shoulder. So with this particular gimmick, you can actually extend out the shoulder and you can create, cooler poses or even longer arm movement towards the sky or towards the bottom. If you try this with the older real grade kit, you probably just pull out the entire arm. So this is something very cool, not seen before on a real grade 1/4 scale kit. I'm just wondering how much coffee did the Bandai engineers drink to come up with such a great design finally for a 1/4 scale kit. The other gimmick, which I think is probably new or maybe not because I've not built real grade for a while now, but the opening of the hatch or the cockpit for the real grade kits kind of mimics what we've seen before on master grade kit. So if you build master grade kits before, you probably say, this is nothing new, looks quite simple, but the sliding mechanism to open the hatch to reveal the cockpit is actually quite easy right now. So I think that particular piece will probably be a little bit fragile, so don't overdo it too much. Maybe apply a little bit of Vaseline to ease the movement of sliding up and down of the hatch to reveal the cockpit for the real grade Hainu Gundam. We know this gimmick was coming with this kit, but seeing it for the first time during the live stream at Gundam Base Tokyo today really blew my mind. I can't wait to actually get this kit to play around with this gimmick. And I'm sure some of you will probably be painting the inner workings of the shoulder armor to showcase all the cool details, and I'm calling it right now right here. I am sure there will be quite a lot of real grade Hainu Gundam entered as an entry for the upcoming GBWC 2022. let's see how, right? I hope GWC 2022 will make a return next year. But nevertheless, this entire gimmick looks very cool. It's something that I've not seen before on a real great kit. The next gimmick is of course on the arms and also on the hand. We already know that the arm is able to bend quite far, just like a human is lifting a dumbbell or powerlifting. So very cool here. Something that I've come to expect from Bandai. Maybe we're spoiled, but this is something that I think is something that we need to appreciate by the team in Bandai. Now the hands as well is also able to bend quite far down because of the cannons on top of the arm. So in order to showcase that particular piece, as you can see here, if you try this with the older real great kits, I think if you try to push the hand out, the entire piece will just come off. But as you can see here, there is a joint movement attached to the hand itself to enable the hand to stretch all the way down to showcase the cannon. And of course, there is a opening hatch on the other arm where showcase you can actually hide the saber holder. So yeah, or the hilt of the saber. The other new innovation that we are getting with the real great Hand Gundam is on the waist itself, and this really blew me away of how this front skirt is actually able to move towards the side. So I know quite a lot of you guys who are new to the Gunpla hobby who are sick of the front skirt falling off, and especially with the real great kits, right? But this time around, as you can see here, the entire front skirt is actually able to move towards the side to enable the entire leg to come up towards the chest to enable you to pose that, you know, one knee on the ground pose. So that's actually something very cool, and again, it's the first time I'm seeing this very cool gimmick for a 1/4/4 scale kit. At the back skirt itself, there is an opening hatch to showcase the inner workings of the armor as well. So I'm sure some of you again will be painting that particular piece. And on the waist as well, there is quite a lot of new innovations, such as enabling greater movements for the entire legs and also the torso. The entire waist actually has quite a lot of moving parts, almost way more than what I've seen from a master grade kit before. So quite a lot of new innovation here, and again, kudos to the team at Bandai for creating so much new innovation. But I am also being very worried about all these moving parts on the waist, because it do seem like they will be coming off loose if you are a little bit too rough on them or play with the poses a little bit way too much. But so far, as you can see there, right, everything on the waist itself together with the torso on the ab crunch, you can actually recreate quite a lot of new cool movements that we've not seen before on a kit at this size. It wouldn't be a stretch to say that the real great Hanyu Gundam has already caught up with the master grade kits in terms of the gimmicks and the movement mechanics, as we're seeing here when you're moving the legs. All those particular parts of the armor is also moving at the same time together with the pistons to showcase all the inner workings of the Gundam legs. It is so sexy, and I have to say, when will the master grade kits create more new innovations? Because the real grade is really going very far in advance in terms of the innovation. And of course, on the feet as well, you can actually have quite a lot of movements on the toes and also on the heel. So very impressive for a kid at this size. As I mentioned before, quite a lot of cool things to explore, and I'm just quite happy to see that there's so much more master grade level of mechanism and movements being applied to the real grade line. So this is how it looks like when you're moving the front side skirt to the side to enable the real great Hanyu Gundam to create a one knee pose or a kung fu kick, no matter how you like it. So the front skirt will no longer be a problem when you're trying to create a pose, or for those of you who are really fed up with the front skirt falling off, I think you really need to get this kit. I've been seeing a lot of Gundam and also Gunpla fans commenting how that they don't really like the real great Hanyu Gundam, but this particular kit, in terms of the details, the mechanism, the gimmicks, they were all blown away just like me, and it's definitely a must-have for 2021. At least the good news is Bandai is reproducing more products, creating more production run for this particular kit, so we should not be seeing a out of stock situation again like what we've seen with the Eclipse Gundam Master Grade and also the High Grade Nightingale a couple of months before. Now let's look at the funnel, right? The funnel, actually we've seen this before already on the website. We know that there is an independent movement and also mechanism on all the funnels. Every one of them can move independently, and surprisingly the funnel clips on to the overall frame quite sturdily, right? During the entire video when the Bandai team was showcasing the real grade Hanyo Gundam, never once did I saw the entire fin funnel coming off from the body of the real grade Hanyo Gundam. So that's actually something I was thinking like, wow, this is something quite cool, because usually some of the Gunpla kits actually has a very big backpack. Sometimes the connection is a little bit loose and they don't connect very well, but surprisingly for the real grade Hanyo Gundam, not once I've seen the particular kit, the entire frame of the fin funnel actually comes off. So that's actually pretty cool, and I am saying kudos to the team again at Bandai for this. And by the way, there is also a hidden compartment where the beam saber is hidden, so you can actually have that moving mechanism to pull out the saber, which I thought was very cool. And again, seeing it for the first time in action during the live stream really blew me away. Just be careful when you're trying to put this off, because there is that particular sticker on top of that particular armor, so you might rub off that particular decals when you're moving the saber hilt up and down trying to pull it off. But very cool mechanism nevertheless. As for the weapon, well, the new Hyper Bazooka actually attaches directly to the fin funnel frame, and during the entire live stream, not once did I see the new Hyper Bazooka actually fall off from that particular frame. So that was actually quite interesting. I like how sturdy the connection between the weapon and the fin funnel frame. The new beam rifle as well attached directly towards the real grade Hanyo Gundam as well, and that's pretty much it, right? The entire kit during the live stream today looks very sturdy, and that was actually something that was actually quite surprised to me, given how big and so much going on with this particular kit. I think the only thing that we have to concern about is particularly the fin funnel joint attached to the frame itself. For those of you who have built the Freedom Gundam for the Master Grade kit, you will know what I'm talking about, because that back heavy system itself sometimes might break that particular joint. So I'm hoping that, you know, we won't have any issues with this particular kit. But for now, during the live stream, I have to say, after looking through all the gimmicks, all the moving mechanism for this particular kit, I am very impressed, and I'm actually quite happy that I pre-ordered it as well. But for those of you who have yet to pre-order this, I think you don't have to worry. As I mentioned earlier, Bandai has decided to increase production or double the production of the real grade Hanyo Gundam, given how high demand it is that they're seeing in terms of the pre-order. And I think probably because, you know, with the entire fiasco with the high grade Nightingale and also the Master Grade Eclipse Gundam in Japan, where previously a couple of weeks ago and a couple of months ago, all the Gunpla builders in Japan were not able to actually buy the particular kit. They actually had to line up as if they were buying a brand new iPhone on launch day itself. So that's actually quite surprising. So when will we actually get this kit in Malaysia? Well, given how that the Gundam Eclipse or Eclipse Gundam just arrived in Malaysia yesterday on the 8th of September, that's pretty much about a month's time for Japan stock to reach Malaysia. So I'm guessing we will be getting the real grade Hanyo Gundam sometime by mid or late October, just in time for us to build for the year end. And as I've mentioned earlier in this video as well, after looking through and, you know, reviewing back all the kits that has been released by Bandai this year for the Gunpla category, I have to say, hands down, this is the best Gunpla kit this year. 9 out of 10. I think it's no contest. No other kit come close this year released by Bandai in terms of all the gimmicks, the moving mechanism, the details, right? The new gimmick on the torso and on the waist that we're seeing for the first time, of how you can actually move the side skirt to the side, and also the torso being able to do an ab crunch. It is simply amazing. Why not a 10 out of 10? Well, we are not getting water decals, so I'm giving that 5% minus points of Bandai for not getting water decals for this particular kit. And as you know, for those of you who have been collecting Gunpla as long as I have, if you love special color kits, clear kits, do expect Bandai to release titanium finish, clear color, mechanical color, all those different variants. I expect we will be seeing very soon in 2022, at least in Japan, when the kit is actually being released next year for all the special variants. So it's definitely coming, you can bet my money on it. But for now, like I said, I am actually quite happy to see all the gimmicks being revealed today, even though we know those gimmicks is already coming, such as the being able to do a one knee pose on the ground, and also the opening shoulder gimmick. But seeing for the first time of how it actually works really surprised me very well. I was actually very concerned with the weight and also the overall size of the fin funnel. I really thought that it would not hold very well and it's going to be a big problem, but during the entire live stream, when the entire kit is being moved around, it's pretty much stayed in place. So that was actually a very big surprise to me. I just hope the joints hold up and they don't break like how some other backpack heavy kit looks like. For now, the entire kit looks to be of same size and heft as the real grade Sazabi that we have seen so far. So that's actually going to be one kit that I'll be looking forward to buy this kit. And also we will probably need to figure out where to get the water decals for this particular kit. So far, all the yellow parts for the real grade Hanyo Gundam, it does not look like the typical puke yellow gold parts that we have seen before. It does look to be a little bit deeper, darker color, somewhat like a bronze, which I've not seen before. Maybe it's the lighting in the studio at Gundam Base Tokyo. But so far, the kit looks pretty good. I would love to hear from you guys if you have pre-ordered this, or were you waiting for a special variant like a titanium finish or clear color finish to come up for this particular kit. Do let me know. I would love to hear from you guys, and I do hope that I don't have to do a video a couple of weeks later to talk about how it is sold out in Japan, given how that Bandai is increasing production for this particular kit. There shouldn't be a problem about this kit being out of stock. I hope we will not see that particular issue. So for now, this is the entire review of all the gimmicks for the real grade Hanyo Gundam. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you all stay safe, and if you want to chat with me, I will be at the comment section below. And I would like to say a very big thank you for your time, for tuning in all the way into this video up to the 17 minutes mark. For those of you who are new to our channel, you know what to do, and for the rest of you, I will see you guys down in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching, and stay safe and continue building your Gunpla.